Oh shoot. Hey. Let me know if you can hear me okay. I just have to check the settings there. Okay. Is this working? Can't tell. I think I have chat disabled by accident, so I'm not seeing any. How do I make that? Cancel. Oh, there it is. Okay. Hey, friends. Awesome. Hey, Fred. How are you? Hey, Kay. How are you? Emma. Andrew, thank you for moderating in the blue font, and hello, everybody else saying hi. Yes, it was awesome to see you too, Kathleen. Uh, ah, Welcome to another edition of Nothing Whatsoever. I'm your host, Jeff Warren. The date is Sunday in late May, sometime in the early 2000s. We are approaching velocity zero here. That'd be a great name, alternate name for the project, velocity zero. It's kind of overcast here in Toronto, and just had a really fun day with the kids. We had a barbecue, and see you, Nadia. Bye, bye. Just some friends leaving, and it was just amazing because it was like a whole bunch of friends hanging out with my two little boys who are 4 and 2.5, and I feel like most of the time, it's really it's so much better to have more people around. It really is truly like a village raises a kid. Like when it's just the two, my partner Sarah and I, and Eden, and then and Sasha, it's like their nervous systems have this very limited repartee of what they're pinging off, ping, 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 ping. It's always the same thing. It's sort of like they're in this like stuck at sea or something, and the psychology is going berserk because it's such a small trapped space. But as soon as you introduce more people around, more relatives, more friends, then you can just see them developmentally, like their minds expanding and their repertoires getting more creative, and just the health of having that energy flow with more people. So anyway, I'm just super happy that I never would have thought of any of that until I became a parent. Now I just see, the medicine of community and just more people. Our fantasy is to find somewhere to live that's like that. That's just a concentrated neighborhood of friends and kids and everyone running through each other's houses. And, I'm looking for an eco village. Yeah. And he's also like a little neurodiverse guy, my eldest, so it's good for him to, be with, he likes adults, and he likes to be able to engage at a level that, taps his gifts. So anyway, blah, blah, blah. Do Nothing Project is usually not much talk, so just already, we're launching new eras of the Do Nothing Project here. It's a very simple 25-minute meditation or some version of doing nothing that you can do. Maybe a practice you already do. I mean, it could be just lying on your back and stretching, or my son, he regulates himself by drawing. He's got these phenomenal pictures now. He's doing this, tons of color, and that's his meditation. Or it can be a formal meditation, however relaxed or rigorous you want it to be. Doing nothing isn't actually. Some people talk about doing nothing as engaging the default mode network, that it's a kind of mind wandering. And I guess technically, if you're sitting around doing nothing, that is the colloquial description. But in meditation, it's actually a technique where there is an intention, which is to get relatively quiet. The real deep intention of do nothing is to do nothing, to notice whenever there are compulsions to do or manage your situation or change something, and then to not do that. So when you're sitting, that means, of course, at first you're going to want to daydream or think about the things you're just coming from, which is normal. But the do nothing technique is, I can normally do that at 23.5 hours the rest of the hours of the day. I think this time I'll just let that go and come back to something happening in the present. And you come back again and again. And that's the more obvious, but the more subtle forms of doing are more like starting to feel like you need to really control how the meditation is going, or you need to enact it in a certain way, or you need to some problem emerges in experience, and you feel like you need to problem solve this problem. It could be a million things. You'll see, if you ever done practice that's like that, there's something that you realize you're working on. You didn't even, it's so low level, but there it is. Some trying to work out some relationship, or trying to figure out how to position your body better, or trying to understand something about what's going on in your mind, or whatever it is. So the do nothing is, oh yeah, that's happening, and letting go of the deliberateness of the doing, or the whatever part of it is conscious, and then letting it unspool on its own while you just come back to sound or sensation. And but that's kind of what I do. But then I guide a practice around that. But you really don't have to do that either. You can. Some people just want to lay down, or whatever you need. Yeah. So I'll ring the bell. Got my little timer here. We'll do 25 minutes. Feel free to ignore me or follow along with your thing or my thing, and we're all good. Happy to have you here. Very happy to be doing nothing with my community. Oh, hey, Mitch. Retreat was awesome. So good. Tasha was amazing. All right, we'll start that again. Then we had this crazy ketamine ceremony in New York. Oh my God, it was nuts. I've done ketamine before, but never like that. Super psychedelic. Anyway, let's meditate. All right, so assume the position of no position. It could be sitting or standing, or you could be slowly doing some chores or stretching, or it could be walking. It could be in a formal meditation practice, or on your bed. Whatever makes you feel comfortable. And it would be good to feel supported too, to feel the feet underneath you, or a seat under your seat. As you breathe in, I like breathing up from the ground, letting myself sort of get a sense of being more rooted or earthbound. And then the in-breath is the stretching up, breathing up from the ground, stretching up to the sky. Between heaven and earth, that's where you want to be. And as you breathe out, long, slow, kind of the arriving breath, the settling. Feeling your feet underneath you, or under your back, your seat. And if you're tired, more in-breaths can help energize a little bit, versus if you're feeling racy, more out-breaths can help settle a little bit. And just check in with the equanimity, which is really just that kind of easygoingness. The idea that there always will be imperfections in the environment, occasional surprising or intrusive sound, or lots of thoughts or feelings, bodies, aches and pains. And the idea is not to block any of that. Whatever's here is here. Instead, we just sort of open through the front. Breathe out any uptightness and just let the whole 360 surround be here. And from out of this big, vast inner and outer world, you can choose some simple anchor if you like to help things get settled. Home base could be the sensation of the breath or air on the skin, sound of birds. This gives your attention something to do as things start to settle, and the more patient, the better. I'll leave you here for a while. And it's normal, super normal to drift at first, drift all through, actually. Especially at the beginning, the mind has a certain momentum. So you just notice that. You see if you can let go of whatever's driven or fixated or intentional about that. And then you come back to maybe a feeling of the breath or just a sense of being present. And just see what the thought does. Sometimes it keeps going, eventually unspools, sometimes it stops altogether. Who knows? But when you take out the part that's driving it, you just stop deciding to do that. What happens then? then it's sort of like, I think that it's like a frisbee that just got sent off. Its momentum will slowly finish, and then eventually it'll kind of land somewhere. And if you're working with a home base, it can help to get really curious about the softest or subtlest part of a sensation or sound. So there's something sort of delicate about the attention. Just sort of goes into the subtlest part, and just the act of doing that can sort of make things get a little bit more quiet, a little bit more still, a little more focused, but you're not doing it in an effortful way, more like this delicately curious way. And if there's a flavor of enjoyment or absorption, you can kind of notice that enjoyment or flavor, if you will, and ride that in deeper. It's sort of a feedback loop of how one thing that can show up through concentration, if that's something you're interested in checking out or is happening. Otherwise, you're just sitting and existing, and that's perfect too.
This dynamic. No. He's like, what the fuck is this?
Separation anxiety?
Just a little.
Wow, Mabel's the best dog ever.
Just resting. Resting in the middle of life. Resting but connected. Connected through space to everyone else sitting here. Connected through time to those who will watch it later, or those in different time zones. All gathered here right in this moment. It's a good place to do a little appreciation practice here at the end of a loving kindness practice, or whatever flavor of that you want to explore, but just imagining, you know, the network you're connected to, people in your life, coworkers, friends, family, ancestors, this community, just sending kind of like a wave of appreciation. And that might just look like as random people come into your mind's eye, just maybe you thank them, or you say, may you be well, or I appreciate you. Just take a few beats to kind of visualize the character on their face. This could be animals too. It could be places. Just visualizing something but the character of that creature. I appreciate you. Kind of like a little gratitude practice to do at the end of your Sunday. And from here you can expand past people just to other little small things that you may want to just take a few beats here to notice. Things from your day, maybe a conversation you had, or a walk in nature, or just looking at a beautiful flower, just small things that are worth noticing, worth appreciating. The sound of those bells, maybe, the chimes, the birds, the wind. Just appreciating this exact moment in time, passing even now. But there's a new one coming.
Don't forget to go to Small Maple Street.
For another rousing edition of Do Nothing, Pied Piper of Nothing. Thank you, Mitch. Yeah, the wind chimes are great, aren't they, Emma? Hey, Talia, nice to see you. Oh, really? The ambient street noise is louder than my voice? I could put on, actually when I'm outside, I should do noise cancellation. You're welcome, Pierce. That's an awesome thing to say. Nice Zen spa. Okay. All this stuff's shooting by. Yeah, sorry if it got too loud there. Oh yeah, Sarah. Thanks for linking that, Andrew. Next, tomorrow night at CEC, my partner Sarah is going to guide a practice kind of inspired by Adrienne Marie Brown's book Pleasure Activism. Sarah writes a lot about gender issues and sexuality and pleasure, and so there's going to be a practice around that. It's free if you want to come. And yeah, someone says they like the ambient street noises. Oh, Spataphora, hey Richard. Yeah, I like the street sounds too. And the voices going by, but I can definitely make it quieter. It's easy to get on to do that. You know, actually, the reason I don't do the noise cancellation is I find it weirder to do. My voice sounds muffled when I do it, whereas when it's transparent, it just feels like I'm having a conversation. But you know, probably being outside, it might make sense to do that. So we'll try it next time and see how it goes. Appreciate this community. Nice, Sophia. Get a little bit of a hit from the colonies. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get an intelligent AI algorithm for noise cancellation. It's only going to cancel cars, but it's going to amplify. Oh, you try with just one earbud. That's a good idea. Really? Okay, Mitch, send me an email about this. Better than the industrial fridge. Yeah. It's true. It's funny, I had this. I was kind of floaty. I realized I had a couple glasses of wine at the barbecue. I'm like, oh, I'm actually do nothing project, kind of buzzed. I didn't. Yeah, okay. Well, it turned out to be fine. All right, friends. I'm out of here. Gonna go see what remains to be done for the bedtime routine. I'm glad I didn't see him just straight up drunk, because that would be hilarious. The drunken meditation teacher. I am on the comm. They do lots of repeats now, Brooklyn Bikes and beyond, because I don't know, just because that's the way they're doing it. But I've got a whole bunch more I'm writing and that are going to be on there soon. But I'm not doing as many as I used to do. It used to be my like full-time thing, and I went down to like 1/3 the time. So now they're just recycling a lot of my daily trips, which doesn't mean they're still, you know, whatever helpful. But I love doing it, so it was every day. So if you want, I have this thing home base now. Every week I do a free meditation. It's always new every week. I just did one, came out yesterday on a gratitude practice. So you can check out that if you want. Yeah, exactly. They're evergreen. All meditations are evergreen. That's why I listen to the same meditation again and again from Joseph Goldstein, and I like it because it reminds me. The shit that they remind you of is so dead simple, but you need to be reminded of it all the time anyway, because everyone's got a goldfish brain. So, okay. Thanks, Andrew. Everyone, best of luck, whatever that was about cashew. And freeze frame. That gratitude practice was officially a drunk gratitude practice. Not really drunk. Slightly, mildly buzzed. Okay, bye.